I'm Trent, aka oTradeMark here. And it's been a while. Well, if you're like me, Anime Fighters is kind of in a lull at the moment. I haven't had a very big desire to play the game. And then last weekend, or I guess 2 weekends ago, we went out of town. My son had a mountain biking race, and then we went boating, and we did a little family vacay, so I was not available to stream for that update. And then this weekend, I'm also going to be gone to another one of my son's mountain biking racing. So, I mean, that's always kind of been the case. Family comes first, but I still play Anime Fighters. I'm not entirely abandoning it yet. But what can we say about ol' AFS? So, is AFS dead? Currently, it has around 7,500 players. That's the lowest that it has been, for quite, a long time. I don't know if it's ever really been this low, in fact. And so, obviously, there is a steep player decline. Now, that's probably caused by, anime adventures kind of popped off. Blox Fruits is doing amazing as usual. And so for those of us that enjoy the anime Roblox games, a lot of you might be playing one of those games or some other game, who knows. But I thought I would talk about Anime Fighters and give you guys kind of a little update on my team since I haven't streamed in so long. So I decided to keep all of my double light speeds on my team for utility because it means I have an insane time multiplier. You can see with my light and time lord team equipped, I have a 8.35x time multiplier, which is pretty crazy at any given time. I don't even have an artifact running, or there's no event or anything. So that's just my base time multiplier when I'm in time chamber. Outside of it, I'm like at 5x, I want to say. So that's pretty crazy. It's basically I have like a permanent time event going. You can see, watch, when I max open, the max open cooldown is only like 7 seconds because of this time team. But because of that, I had to kind of pursue damage in some older units. So what I did is I grabbed some chief mates and I rolled for some secret passives. I also had I had 4 extra Luffys. I combined 3 of them into Limit Break, and this Luffy, I was able to roll Protagonist on its second passive, which is great. This is probably my best unit that I currently have on my team. Protagonist, Lightspeed, great combo. Protagonist is just really overpowered right now. The problem is, if you do have Protagonist, it's very, very, especially double Protagonist, it's very, very difficult in the current incubator level cap to actually max out your units. I have my 5 bonus incubator levels, and still it's nearly impossible to max out a double protag unit. I've been running my light speeds with XP for nearly 2 weeks, not non-stop, but anytime I could AFK, I've been AFKing trying to grab levels. And the levels just come too slow. I think Direp's trying to balance based on everyone having the bonus levels, which is kind of unfair. Like, these bonus levels are supposed to make the incubators even better than they are, but it shouldn't be impossible to max out a unit without them, right? I mean, like, it's already impossible to max them out with the bonus levels. Imagine that you don't have the bonus levels from your incubators. I mean, trying to max out a double protagonist or even just a single protagonist is going to be a nightmare. So, but it is looking pretty good. This chief maid already has 74 Z damage, which is pretty crazy, and she's only at 401. She's going to get a lot more damage as she gets up to 405. Then I got this Luffy, like I said, and then I took my 3 Ichigos and I rolled Time Lord and God on them. So not the best combo. Unfortunately, the Requiem machine was not there when I rolled for this guy. So that's what I got. I would have preferred, like God and Protagonist again. But it is what it is. We'll take Time Lord. It's not bad. It's better than, any mythic passive. But aside from maybe Mercenary, but you have the negatives associated with Mercenary. So we have this Ichigo. And then finally we have this this Chief Maid that I got the God Protagonist on. So our 3 pro antagonist units are really carrying my team right now. You can see 64Z, 69Z, and this Lightspeed one actually does more DPS than the God Pro Chief Maid. So my team's really improved. I'm not quite to the point where I think I can carry outside of an event. I think I need to be just a little bit stronger, but I'm getting close. So if you guys are interested in doing carries, I know a lot of you still have not unlocked your extra equips, but I wanted to kind of talk about anime fighters a little bit, the state of anime fighters. So obviously the player base is a clear indication that the game is struggling. Now, to be fair, 7,500 players is still like top 60 games on Roblox. It's still got a healthy player base. A lot of games that are in that range, are still doing very well. And the developers, that's all they do for their full-time job is work on their game that has, 5 to 10,000 players. So it's by no means dead. However, to say that it's alive or thriving in any capacity is also misleading. It's clearly struggling immensely. And I'm trying to look at the game and, there's been a lot of decisions that Darab has made lately, which just don't make sense to me. He changed the negative luck world modifiers for past Tokyo Revengers. He had the 1 mil code, which is a super big letdown for a lot of people. The updates don't feel great, and it's in a really bad place right now. So I was trying to think of what would really motivate players to come back to this game, and honestly the only thing I really see at this point saving anime fighters would be a very well implemented guild function. So I'm not talking about just a guild where you can just, put a clan tag on, invite some friends, and you just have some group there. It has to be implemented correctly, right? So there has to be guild leaderboards, there has to be quests, there has to be competitions, sometimes like some type of guild versus guild content. There's got to be, incentives within the guild. Like I said, maybe some guild raids or guild quests, like I was saying earlier. And then, there's got to be cool things that you have with it. So, some kind of aesthetic flares that you have for, certain guild leaderboard rankings. And it's got to motivate you to actually play with your guild. It can't be like, oh, I'm in a guild and now everyone grinds solo to basically get the top rank. The guild raids and the guild content, it should motivate you to at least like once a week get together with your guild and plan doing whatever content it is that guilds would include to actually, in my opinion, to really bring people back. Because that does a lot of things. First of all, it gives a lot of additional content, right? There would be a lot of new end game content for players. But secondly, it creates the social element, which I have felt that Anime Fighters has always been missing. Anime Fighters is honestly like a solo game that you occasionally come together with your buddies to do, a ultimate time trial or something, right? Like to do a time trial. But for all intents and purposes, most things in Anime Fighters are actually more beneficial to do solo. It's actually detrimental to do most of the content in Anime Fighters as a group, as a team. And even, you know, even the things that aren't necessarily penalized, like let's say, you know, raids, you receive the same amount whether it's solo or group. The difficulty kind of increases with more players, at least it used to. I'm not sure if it still does. And so like, there's just, if you're inviting people, it's because you're stronger and you can carry them. And so it's not even really like a team purposed content and all, you know. There's just nothing within Anime Fighters which gives that sense of unity, teamwork, and accomplishment as a group. And so, in my opinion, that's really the only thing that is going to salvage Anime Fighters at this point. Now, here's the thing. Dyrab said he's not against adding something like guild content. However, adding all of the things I said about guilds, guild leaderboards, guild quests, guild, you know, guild tags, guild aesthetics, guild rewards, guild versus guild content, all that stuff, it's not something that can be implemented in one update. It would take Dyrab quite a bit of time. And the question is he going to feel that it is worth it? At the end of the day, will the time invested bring Anime Fighters back to its glory days? In my opinion, no. I don't think there's anything, because of the nature of the game and, you know, the gacha collector repetitive kind of element that exists within it. Eventually, there's just never going to be much that you can do to bring new players to the game. And bring old players back. Like, there's always going to be some kind of drop off with these types of games just because of how long they eventually end up, right? I mean, look how many worlds we have. It's just, the game is immense compared to where it was a year ago, you know, in as far as the content which exists within it. So my assumption is that for Anime Fighters, we probably get similar updates to the ones that we have been getting. You know, a world, a unit, maybe an extra time trial, some other things that we've already kind of become accustomed to seeing. Even like something like the Requiem machine is really not new content, right? In fact, most players would have preferred just like some method of bulk rolling passives over the Requiem machine, but it's, you know, it's like, I consider it like fake new content. It's new, but it's not actually changing the game in any meaningful way, aside from giving you one more resource in which you need to try and grind. Same with prestiging artifacts. It didn't introduce anything new. It felt new because he tweaked it and made it more difficult and made it scale immensely high. It takes a long time with a lot of dungeons to actually farm the fragments to prestige your artifacts. So, in my opinion, if he is not already, he is probably really contemplating starting to work on Anime Fighters 2. Now, let me be clear. I have no insider info here, okay? I do not talk to Dyrab very often. The last time I actually talked to him was when we did like the stage and I streamed it. So I know just about as much about the game and whether there will be an Anime Fighters 2 as you guys do. He has said that he's not against making an Anime Fighters 2, but he's not currently actively developing it. Or this was a while back that he said that. He might be now, who knows. But in my opinion, I think it would be much more worth his time to actually just bring Anime Fighters 2. And, you know, there's all sorts of concerns that happen if he does make Anime Fighters 2. You know, is it just going to be the exact same game wrapped in, you know, the same existing shell? Are you going to keep any benefits from Anime Fighters 1? Are you going to keep any of your units or your game pass or anything? My guess is probably not. But if he doesn't want to piss a lot of people off by not giving us our game passes, by not giving us our stuff and our units, then he's going to have to make the game significantly different. In other words, he's going to have content. The game's going to have to feel significantly different. It can't just be a reskin, just new worlds, the same anime redone with new characters as the different rarities. He can't do that without making a lot of people upset, unless, like I said, he fundamentally changes the way we play the game. So there's something new to fighters, right? There's guild content, there's more end game content, time trials are different, raids are different, everything is shifted in the way that we play it. So it's still, at its core, it's still the collector game, with passives or whatever modifiers that we have on our units to make them stronger. At its core, it's still that same collector, gacha game, but it has to feel significantly different as you play it. And I would hope that it also has different incentive structures. In other words, there's more incentives to actually play as a group, as a guild, with your friends. So those are my hopes. Anyways, like I said, I'm not abandoning Anime Fighters. Anime Fighters works really well for my schedule because I can AFK it pretty much all week and then stream it on the weekends with you guys, have fun, hang out, do giveaways, do carries, etc. But if you are interested in me playing other games, I have started to stream some various other games on streams, and I will also start posting content on the channel for other games, other Roblox games. So if you have some suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments. Or I actually made a poll on my Discord server, discord.gg/oTradeMark. You can go there and you can go to the announcements, and I have a whole bunch of little genres and games that you can vote on as far as what I'm going to be posting. And it doesn't have to be one game. I'll probably play a lot of things, post a lot of content about a lot of various games until I find something that, gives me the same, the same feeling that I had when I first found Anime Fighters. The feeling of just loving a game so much that's all I wanted to play on Roblox. So we'll keep searching for that and hopefully we find it. But anyways, that's my thoughts. I hope you guys are all doing well. I wish you all the best. Malo Alpito, thanks for watching, and peace. I'm out of here.